Once again, explaining creation, the ray of creation, how it all started. Before the dawn of the Maha-Man Vantara, the great cosmic day, nothing internal society existed. All that was the Omioken Nahuatl, the absolute abstract space, the void, if you will. It is here that the womb of the ocean of Divine Mother Space resides. The womb of the ocean of Divine Mother, it is just a metaphor. It means the vast space, the cosmos, and not a deity, not a goddess, etc. But men and aliens created that, waiting to be fecundated. No such thing as fecundate. Fecundate might be the dance of the atoms, the the protons, and many other subatomic particles dancing together, coalescing, uh, coalesce, coalescing to form matches, even if in a flimsy way, waiting to be fecundated by the eternal cosmic common father. No such thing as a father here. It's not a old man with a rod in a hands and, you know, beard, white beard, etc. All those are creatures. So if you ever worship one of those, you are worshipping creatures, albeit I would say a much older in a cosmic years creature, okay? In order to initiate the dawn of creation. The womb of the Divine Mother is space, which is the cosmos and not the deity, is the absolute. It is that which is the deity, the original point of departure of everything existent. So everything comes from here and everything goes return there. The consciousness will return there after everything perishes, right? And there's no such thing as deity or whatever. But if you want to imagine that they exist, they do exist. But who are they is another story. Who they are, you need to find out. The absolute three aspects. I think I don't have to tell again. Keep on telling and always just touch the same key. Force the I in, his be nothing, the unmanifested, the absolute, the womb of the ocean of Divine Mother space, the cosmos. This is where only the wind and the darkness exists. The void, the nothing. Second, I am soft, limitless, without limit. That's where the word Sophia comes from. This is our atomic star that sends its ray into the world in order to be cognizant of its own happening. So this is Iron Sophia, this atomic star is a stardust, no such thing as a goddess or a deity, a female deity, as many of you think it is. That sends its ray into the world in order to be cognizant of its own happening. This is the star of Bethlehem that guides the path of the Bodhisattva. This is the original point of departure, where everything comes from in the beginning of the Mahamanvantara, and where everything returns during the Mahapralaya. The consciousness has to return to this point. Third, it comes from there, it returns from there. Whatever goes to another place, it's not we. Okay? There has been a lot of confusion, a lot of misunderstanding, and even error. That's why many people live in fear of hell, fear of purgatory, etc. Third, I am Sophia, our limitless light, the ray of creation. This is the cosmic crust, Quetzalcoatl. This is not a man, a bearded man. This is something else. This is the quarks, atoms. Okinadok, Gajia, Vishnu sons, Kukulkan, Mayan, etc. This is the source of all life and light in the universe. What I find it is very appealing here is the fact that they don't explain concisely. You know, I don't see people like me, not because I want to boast myself, I hate to boast, but there's no other way. I hardly find a person who comes here and explain everything. They all take things from the box. They take it straight from the book without trying to decipher it, to bring it into small pieces and then arrange it back the puzzle again. They don't explain. They go around the bushes creating philosophy either because they don't know or they do it purposely. Purposely. So this is the source of all life and light in the universe, which is quarks, atoms. It is the ray that sacrifices itself. I mean, not only me talk about this. The only group of people who talks about it are the scientists. But the people who are into dogmas, they just take it into another level, another dreamy way of imaginary and contagious. It's the ray that sacrifices itself in order to give birth to the multiple realms and forms upon the internal tree of life. Now, it doesn't sacrifice itself simply because it has pressure to create particles. Those particles that dances and coalesces itself, mold itself, and mix itself to form much harder and denser matters. Okay, it doesn't sacrifice us. It just is what it is, because without practices we'll just know things through theories, right? So they want to put theories into practices. Okay, come here, put things into practices, see what this ray is able to do. It breaks itself in many particles, and each of its particles become one God self that's gonna be in charge of certain group of creation. Okay? So it's how it works. It is the ray that sacrifices itself. No, it doesn't sacrifice it. It has to do it. Otherwise, it does not know its ability, what is able to do. The multiplier realms and forms open the internal tree of life. It sacrifices itself in order to undergo multiple transformations, becoming more and more dense, more complicated, so as to give life opportunity upon various planes of existence. Correction. It doesn't give opportunity The opportunity it gives is to itself, not nothing else, because through eyes that it exists. Without, let's say through eyes, through it parts which is eyes, right? Without it is part which is eyes and everything else there is, including the animals, including the trees, etc., the plants, the waters, then there will be no uh, no knowing, no possibility to know. Okay, so it doesn't sacrifice anything, it doesn't give opportunity other than to itself. Okay, because we are a part of it, even if a small portions of very minuscule, a piece micro micro piece of the macro. The ray of creation begins in the absolute and ends in the inferno. Great, really great, really great. You know what is inferno? Inferno is hell. The ray of creation begins in the absolute and ends in the inferno, of which Greek Tartarus or submerged mineral kingdom. This is what inferno means, but in Latin inferno means fire. We could, there's many ways to call it mineral, but let me now explain this after I finish the sentence here, okay? The ray of creation begins and the absolute ends in the hell, or umbral. Some says umbral, the spiritualists call it umbral, some calls it purgatory, and the Catholic Church. And Avicii, Greek Tartarus, also be measured mineral kingdom, is within the absolute that we find the first cosmos. That is the first order. Now, I don't think that I should teach once again what they mean here, because I already have other videos where I explain all this. But I need to keep on going and repeat, even if I have to repeat thousands and thousands times more. I need to keep on going. It's like that. The piece of ice, as day itself says, the piece of ice that ends in this inferno or hell is not really what we are per essentially, because with what we are per essentially is just a consciousness. Maybe the Vedas, the Hindu Vedas, do teach it. Alright? I didn't learn from the Hindu. I learned from myself, from my remembrance of my past lives, not in this life, not in this earth, I mean, but in other places of the universe. Also a part of my ancestors who have lived here on earth. Okay? So that's what I know, is that the part of ice that is going to hell is not quite ice. That's why I told that I already have it said it before in my other previous videos. I have touched in this subject, and obviously I need to keep on talk about it again. Okay, I need to keep on revive it again and again and again. So the part of ice that goes to hell is not ice. Okay, that's not us. There's another thing created by this cosmos. Is the cosmos good? I don't think so. Is it bad? Depends how you see it. Okay, depends what you see as bad. But I would say it's not really good or bad. It's just what it is. Okay, so the dense particles is not what this absolute nifty this all is all about. Okay, so like I have thought before, what is hell? Hell is a factory or a purification center whereby this Paris, which is not this cosmos, this all there is. It's just a creation from the particles of atoms and all the particles of the universe, okay, which was created by these beings which we are part of, okay, this being which we are part of, which is the cosmos. All right, so it wants to discard, because it is not a shoe here, I'll call it. So it wants to discard and throw away what it isn't. And what it isn't, what we have. And what do you have? We have this body, we have this mind, and it needs to be purified. It needs to be refined. Okay? So as to recycle, take pieces of it and then bring it back to rubbish life again, because they will say this is hell. These denser words are hell. At least for many people like me, we think this is hell. This can be just a illusory moment in time of heaven and bliss, but the overall time I see it as a hell. I'm sorry to say, but that's what this word is all about. Okay, so they take only pieces to recycle, because hell or inferno, umbral, purgatory, as you want to call it, is a lab and is a factory. But many people don't want to believe in me when I say so. That's okay, you're gonna find out sooner or later. However, what goes back to the all is your consciousness. You bring back all your experiences to the all there is, which is a prime brain, a prime not says brain, but mind of the multiverse. All our experiences here, good or bad, doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter in a sense that should be judged as the religions tells, right? It doesn't matter. In ultimate reality, it doesn't matter anymore. It ceases to matter. Thus, because it doesn't matter, no matter. Nevertheless, those are all experiences. It's gonna gather, they're gonna upload all the program, and they're gonna study it and see how it have how it has performed here, how well it performed without judgment. Okay, without judgment. If there's a judgment, it's because these beings, they are just playing gods. Okay, they are just playing gods. There's no such thing as judgment in ultimate reality. I think I need to talk again about this, but this is I leave for another time. Okay. So it is sacrifice itself in order to undergo multiple transformation, become more and more dense, more complicated, so as to give life opportunity. It doesn't give life opportunity due to itself. The ray of creation begins in the absolute, and ends in the inferno. So this inferno is a submerged mineral kingdom, which is below the earth, is within the absolute that we find the first cosmos. That is the first order. The tree of life represents both a macrocosm and a microcosm. Is a map of both the organization of the universe and of man. The tree of life represents both a microcosm and a micro. The micron is the origin, the initiator. The microcosm is derivative, its subject, is creation. Okay, it's a map of both the organization of the universe and of man. The tree of life, or Shim, is the result of the multiple transformations, sacrifices, sufferings of the ray of creation, through eyes, through our individuality that they call ego, ego. We use the symbol itself in order to comprehend and place all of the various activities of the cosmic crust in every region of nature. Crust here is not a bean, it is something else. Okay, it's a crystal. It's a quartz crystal. There are 7 cosmos, each with their own laws. The laws depend upon the density and complexity of the ray of creation. And not everything is rose over there, okay? Let's not fantasize here that everything is gold on the other side. It isn't. The ray always begins in the subtle departments of spirit and descends gradually into the complexities and density of matter. The 7 universe, cosmos meaning. First, we have the protocosmos, first law, the absolute, Trigunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Tamas, which is well taught in the Vedas, the Hindu Vedas. So whoever want to learn more have to read the Vedas, okay? 2. Iocosmos or Megalocosmos. Daddy law, 0/7 dimension, the infinite, the vast cosmos, or all of the suns, all of the worlds of the infinite space, all the worlds from all the clusters of galaxies. I find all this like the Jerry Springer show, some people find it so marvelous, so wonderful that they even drool when they talk about it. But I find it like I don't know, maybe it's just my perspective, or I'm just being too uptight and too pragmatic, too dense, I don't know, but I see it as a Jerry Springer show. A lot of messy, a lot of nonsense, and I don't like it. I really don't. If you ask me, I like this universe, I would say no. I I I will say it even when I die in the faces of those who create all this. I'm gonna tell them right in the faces. So, but you just poop it out. Because even Mother Teresa of Calcutta was come to this conclusion. The poor thing did so much in the end for nothing until she becomes so delusioned with the world that she came to a point where she even started to doubt the existence of a God, which doesn't exist, at least not for me. 3. Microcosmos, the galaxy. What there is only aliens full of you. Microcosmos, the galaxy formed by the Milky Way, which is 18 million suns that gravitate around 6 laws, 60 dimensions, the central sun, Sirius, where all the nonsense stars, Sirius, a galaxy or group of suns. 4. Deuterocosmos, 12 law. I hate this nonsense law. When they come to law, I know that is rubbish coming along. 50D, the solar system, constituted by the sun. You know why I tell this? I know I like to, halfway, I like to dribble or step off, but I need to tell this. You know why they call it law? Because it's a mess. If things were good, law would be outlawed. It will be abolished. If it isn't, because it's all mess, all nonsense, and I'm sick of it. If they could just explode everything, start from zero, point zero. And when I say explode it all. Not just Earth, but all the multiverse. Just boom, kaboom, finish all this cabaret. Because many people are just sick of all this. And many of the idiots would tell me that, oh, so in this case, just die. So what? Hey, if it were to die and just cease to exist, will be marvelous. And that's why many people attempt this, or you know what? They take away their own lives because they have a hope, a ray of hope that they will cease from exist, and they don't. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Alright? That's why I say this all a poop. Poop. Frog poop. Human poop. Many people are just sick of it. If they want to explode it, it will be even better. I'm not talking about Earth alone, but the whole so this universe. Okay, of the solar system and Milky Way, whatever. I'm just sick of it. Okay, microcosm of the galaxy formed by the Milky Way, with 18 million suns that gravitate around 6 laws, 6 dimensions, central sun Sirius, a galaxy group of suns. I think the being that create all this, is the cosmos. Nevertheless, the atoms, poor thing, didn't even know what they were doing. They have been high in ayahuasca. Deuterocosmos, 12 law, 50D, the solar system constituted by the sun of the solar system and all of its laws. If a thing is good, doesn't need law. Mesocosmos, 24 laws, 50D, the planetary zone or planet Earth or in planet adjacent in the same quadrant. 5 mesocosmos, 24 laws, 50D, the planetary zone, our planet Earth. So we are in the 50D. Thought that you are in the, we are in 3D. Well, some would say 3D, but others would say 50D in mentality. I think that, who knows? Because the higher you go, the more rotten you become. 60 microcosms, 48 laws, 40 the planetary body, the philosophical ethic, 4 kingdoms of nature, 4 types of bodies. Poor nature, they didn't even save nature from torture and suffering. Poor nature. They create everything here just to torture and they absorb energy from it. 6 microcosm, 48 laws, 40 the planetary body, the philosophical word for kingdom of nature, for tribes of the body. 7 clear path, 9 spheres, the shadow of the tree of life. 3 to cosmos, 9 6 8 6 follows 30 D. 30. 5 D, the regions of shells, egos, demons, demons and the inhabitants of this kingdom. 7 clear path, 9 spheres. So we are on top of them, so they are below, you see. We are they on top, we are on top on the 50. On the mesocosmos, 24 laws, 5D, the planetary zone. And the microcosm, for the planetary philosophical earth, 4 kingdoms of nature, 4 types of bodies. And the 7th, which is the hell, there is the clipboard, 9 sphere of the shadow of the tree of life. Shadow of the tree of life. Tree of life. 3. 3 to cosmos. 35D, the origin of shells. Echoes. The D's are the inhabitants of this kingdom. And no, they are not human, but they are a piece of a human who is not quite human. Okay, something else. And when we die, many of us will keep this kind of a fraction which we have. It's just a fraction that we have, because we are multi-dimensional. We have many layers. So some of these layers are the evil side. I'll not say that ego per se is not evil, but something else is irrationality. You know, thing that doesn't make sense. I mean, they doesn't make sense at all, and they don't stop to rationalize, because it's all about what they think is true. Like you are trying to put some sense and put some logic into things, and the being goes, huh? But no, it's this way, because it's this way, because I don't understand any other way. I don't know what you're talking about, because I don't understand any other way. So it has to be this way, because in the book inside my box is this way. This is what I have been taught. You know, there's some people who are like that. It's very difficult for them to rationalize. The ray of creation begins in the absolute with the protocosmos. Each cosmos has its own laws. The unique law of the absolute exists within the first cosmos. The unique law exists within the first cosmos. The protocosmos is infinitely divine, ineffable. The absolute trigunas, all good, great. Yeah, it's good for them, but not the beings that are suffering below them, being subjected to them. How come I be happy? I want to ask them. How you can be happy and still have satisfaction and laugh at the suffering of the others that you put as your subject? I think you are worse than the D's. Maybe if you can talk to a D, maybe a D have more sense and more empathy than any of you. Really, it's true. Each cosmos has its own law, the unique law, the law of the absolute, exists within the first cosmos. The protocosmos is infinitely divine. Oh, great. Not everything good is divine. Oh, I mean, not everything divine is good. Okay? Something good can be divine in the bad as well. So we never know. Divine here is just a title to represent something that is above something else. A hierarchy which above has a status. But it doesn't mean it is good, it's fair, it's just. The ineffable, no mechanical principle exists within it. It's governed by one unique law, the law of the will of the Father. Who is the Father, dude? I want to know who is this Father. Until you show it, I'll never believe you. You are in a state of delirium. The law of love. What's love? What is love? Doesn't they show any love here? Children being murdered, people crazy and kill one another for nothing. Feminicide all time high. The price of goods every time high, skyrocket. The earth is going to hell uh, in a climatic way, climatically, climate-wise, hell is going to hell. And you're talking about love. Love is only um, in your selfish-made world of binaries, in illusion, in matrix. In your matrix, maybe have love, but not here, not below your imaginary world, okay, which you create for you all, while the one below is suffering. It's just imagine I live on top, and then I climb on my window and I start to piss at the head of my neighbor below. If I live on the 10th floor, I climb on the window to piss on the head of my neighbors on the 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 floor below, all the way down. How beautiful. And they want people to be good like that. You can be good because you live in bliss. But it's not the case of the beings below. Okay? That's why many people go into Satanism. But one thing bad about Satanism is because anyway it's bad by itself. But I want to say what is the draw point about Satanism? Because they don't think properly, they don't rationalize. Oh, noisy idiot. How at 2 o'clock like this, 2 a.m. Not 2 p.m., 2 a.m. Boom. Idiots, noise. So, uh, how, where was me? Where was me? So, anybody can have love when you're in bliss. We have enough food, a place to stay, you have support, you have help, you have a good job. But what about the people who doesn't have all this, who lack of all this? You think that they need to make sacrifices to something else that is on top of them and call themselves divine? They have to make sacrifice on a fool would. That's why there's the word of the D's. The D's are there to rebel against all this. Do you know what I mean? But doesn't mean that the D's are really 100% bad. Because everything that doesn't, that glitters, not everything that glitters is gold or diamond. Okay? Not everything that wears white is good. Not everything that wears black is bad. This is what I'm trying to say. This is when we reach a level of understanding, which is a level of, despair even. When people go through so much that they come to a point, it doesn't even need to go through a lot, but just look around us. Just scan around and see the mess that this world is. So if you are in Satanism, if you do stupid thing like killing, ritual, this and that, then man, sorry, but you are GAY. That's so GAY. I don't like that. Doesn't make any sense to me. You don't have even to do that. You want to prove to who? To these beings? You think they care about you, those who are on top? I mean, you do this because you want to protest. You want to anger those who call themselves light beings. Right beings. You want to protest against them. Then you become bad. You become those shadows. You take a mission to become the shadow beings. The word of the deeds. Because you want to protest. You want to rebel. You are a rebel. But you think that these beings who are on top call themselves light beings care for you? And care for anybody that is suffering here? No, they don't care. They care all about themselves. And those are the big, great, hypocrite ones. The law of the first cosmos is converting three laws in the second cosmos. So each cosmos is governed by one unique law, the law of the will of the Father, love. Where's the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where? I don't see him. Like the music, Father, 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 help us. Send us guidance from above. Guidance alone is not enough. People need another kind of help and not guidance. Okay? Because the guidance, it's like cotton candy. It goes with the wind. If a blow, it's nothing. It's just theory. People need concrete help and not guidance. Because if our advices were good, then it would not be given for free, but sold in this way in gold. The law of the first cosmos is converted into three laws in the second cosmos. Thus, there are three laws that govern the iocosmos. When you get farther and farther from the central spiritual sun, governed by the unique law, we penetrate into more and more complicated worlds with more laws. Now, if, in the other hand, we come here by design, because of our magnetic field, something like that, then these beings will be forgiven, because they have nothing to do with it. Okay? Because we come here in a very natural way. Nobody sends us here. But if they are the ones sending us here, then they have a very big, huge explanation to give. And they are responsible for it. Governed by the unique law, we penetrate into more and more complicated worlds with more laws. For what laws? When the vibration is so dense, so low. For what laws? Laws alone is not enough. We need to change Just like you just wipe your butt, but you don't clean with water and soap. For what? No point. The physical plane is where 48 laws reign. Below the crust of the earth is the purgatory, is the fourth infradimensional zone, governed by 96 laws. So below the crust of the earth is the umbral, the fourth intradimensional zone, governed by 96 laws. Over there is very strict. The density of the region has increased as each atom possesses 96 atoms of the absolute within its intimate nature. Below this, the second infradimensional zone exists, which possesses 192 laws, and each atom possesses 192 atoms of the absolute. Each zone within the infernal or the hell in dimensions increases in materialism in a horrific way. These are the clay pot, and what they mean here, that the lower we go, the denser it becomes. So one kind of pain, if someone cut your hands, you're gonna feel pain here, do you understand? But over there, this pain is intensified by 10 folds. So what you feel here, over there is intensified, amplified. Okay, because over there is even denser than in here. My gosh. And yet, even though they are denser, still they are invisible to us. But we aren't invisible to them. But they are invisible to us. Only a few people has the gift to see them. Each zone within the infernal dimension increases in materialism in a horrific way. These are the clipot. There are three principles which exist within the absolute. These are the three gunas, which are called Satya, Rajas, and Tamas. Satya is pleasant, if I don't make a mistake. Raja is, I don't know, Raja something like karma, is it? Oh, longing. And Tamas is something dense and toxic. They are in perfect balance within the Mahapralaya, the great cosmic night. When they are not in balance or repose, there is a spin into motion. A spin out of the absolute is the cause of the drawing of the great cosmic day. So, Tamas is movement, Rajas is longing, Satya wisdom. But Tamas means something that is not good, in a Hindu. When a place is said to have tamas, it's because it's toxic. The ray descends from the absolute, the Ein Sophia into those forces Sephira, Keter folds into the next two Sephirot. Those who manifest the holy Triyamasic Kamino. Triyamasic Kamino, God gave Beelzebub still to his grandson. The whole law of creation, the three primary forces, Who create all these ones? The dragons, you know, those nanonex aliens. The three primary forces: first, wholly affirming, plus; second, wholly denying, minus; third, wholly reconciling, inquire. I don't like all this nonsense, you know. This Trinity is the Logos. It is a tri-unity, one but also three. The law of three creates in creation itself is God. Yeah, it's all self-made. I'm seeing so much drama. Of the Gospel of John described, the beginning was the Word Kater, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, Bina. Where God? Which God? The Trinity unfolds. Where God when people are suffering here? Where? Where God when people die and suffer? Where? Where? People say, when you die, you're gonna see God finally. Why there's so many suffering after death? Shortly after death. The Trinity unfolds within every atom: proton, plus, neutron, inquire, electron. So they want to talk here. See, proton plus neutron. This is the true Trinity, and not a being, the Mother, the Father, the Son. This is nonsense. Proton plus neutron equal electron minus. There are three forces present in all things. These are the affirming man, denying woman. This sexist, very sexist. Denying woman, affirming, because men are most fanatics one, and that's why they do